They thought you were foolish. They believed you were an airhead, too simple to notice the shadows moving around you. They labeled you, judged you, and assumed you were blind to what was happening behind your back. But what they never realized is that silence is not stupidity. Quietness is not ignorance. Your stillness was strategy. While they laughed, schemed, and whispered, you were watching. You were taking notes, aligning your spirit, and allowing your discernment to sharpen. You were not confused. You were calculating. You were not lost. You were waiting for the right moment. They misjudged you because you didn't react the way they expected. You didn't lash out. You didn't crumble. Instead, you stood in wisdom, examining every move they made, like a master investigator watching a plot unravel. They wanted you to play the role of the victim, to look weak, clueless, and powerless. But you refused to give them that satisfaction. Instead, you positioned yourself with discernment, and your patience became the very weapon that dismantled their operation. What they didn't know is that their weapons of deceit were already backfiring. Every lie spoken about you, every rumor spread to discredit you, became evidence against them. Every false accusation they threw only highlighted their own corruption. These people wanted to make you the criminal, but the truth revealed them as the guilty ones. They tried to paint you as unfit, unintelligent, and naive, but their brush only exposed their own ugliness. Your intelligence didn't come from textbooks or empty titles. It came from spiritual sight. It came from discernment sharpened by trial. You could see their codes, their signals, their unspoken agreements. What they thought was hidden in darkness was brought into light. They believed their network was airtight, but you cracked the code. You deciphered their patterns, exposed their secrets, and recognized the spirit that fueled their agenda. What they thought was invisible became visible under your watchful eyes. This was not by accident. You were positioned. You were placed exactly where you needed to be so that their schemes could be revealed. They called you an airhead, but you were a divine disruptor. You were a breaker of cycles. Some of them lost jobs. Others lost influence. Reputations crumbled, authority slipped through their fingers like sand. And they raged at you, not because you wronged them, but because your wisdom destroyed their illusion of power. They wanted you silenced. They wanted you cornered. They wanted your life to collapse. But instead, you walked free while their empire of deceit fell apart. Their whispers turned into panic, their confidence into paranoia. What makes them furious is this: you were never meant to be part of their plan. You were never supposed to figure it out, but you did. You saw the blueprint of their corruption, and in seeing it, you dismantled it. You are proof that humility is not weakness. You are proof that quietness is not stupidity. And you are proof that discernment will always outlast deceit. They thought you were anyone, just another pawn they could use, control, or discard. But your energy was angelic. Your spirit was untouchable. That light within you became the weapon they could not disarm. For years, they may have run their operations unchecked. For months, they may have believed no one saw. But their time has ended. Their corruption has been brought into the open, and you were the vessel that exposed it. Some called you a spy, an infiltrator, someone working undercover. But that was never the case. What you carried was not espionage, it was divine wisdom. You were not trained in secrecy, you were born with sight. That sight is what saved lives. That sight is what broke cycles. That sight is what turned an operation of darkness into rubble. They thought you would remain silent, but your very presence became a loud declaration of truth. Now they are left unsettled. Their structure has been shaken. Their plans have collapsed. Their arrogance has been humbled. And they know it all began with the one they dismissed as an airhead. Let this be a warning. Never underestimate the quiet one. Never dismiss the kind one. Never mock the gentle soul. Because within them may live the very strength to dismantle entire kingdoms of corruption. And now your story moves forward. This chapter of being underestimated has closed. The new chapter of being elevated has begun. Their downfall is their burden. Your victory is your freedom. And as you continue rising, let this truth guide you. No one can bury what was created to shine. If this spoke to your spirit, subscribe now. We are building a community where discernment, freedom, and truth always prevail. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, thank you for opening eyes that once were blind to deception. Thank you for sharpening discernment and giving wisdom beyond human understanding. We declare that every plot of corruption is exposed and dismantled. We declare that no false accusation can prosper against those who walk in light. Strengthen the spirit of every listener to stand tall when others misjudge them. Restore peace to the hearts that endured betrayal and mockery. Let every hidden agenda collapse, and let truth prevail in every dark place. Elevate the humble, empower the silent, and vindicate the misunderstood. May wisdom continue to guide, discernment continue to protect, and light continue to lead the way. And may every listener walk boldly in their divine intelligence, never again bound by lies, but always free in truth. Amen.